What it is, what it do. Yeah, I mean, like, welcome to Melvin Plays, and this one is gonna hit a little different. You know what I mean? This one's definitely gonna hit a little different because this is Tuesday, and this is the first segment, hopefully of many, of TALKBACK Tuesday. And TALKBACK Tuesday is where we just come to a collective, or we come as a collective, and we just have a sit down and we just talk about whatever issues that you're going through, whatever situations that you're going through. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be indifferent. We're just talking back, and I can hope to be, the mediator of all this. So if you have a situation that you're going through, if you need questions answered, hopefully I can answer those questions to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hopefully we can go ahead and do that. Hold on. Let me first see. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I just, because it's also live on my phone too. So I just wanted to make sure that it sounds cool. You know what I mean? It sounds, pretty awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at some comments. So Kyrie's, how you doing? Kyrie Jackson, how you doing? Crayon VR, how are you doing this wonderful, lovely Tuesday? Hopefully you're well. Israel's world was popping with the population. So I guess I will open us up, when it comes to this. And yeah, so a couple of things that I kind of wanted to, I was kind of like juggling between, was either how to deal with loss or how to deal with a breakup. So I think based on based on you guys' questions, we'll definitely we'll definitely figure that out. You know what I mean? So yeah. Kyrie, not Kyrie. Kelsey Coleman, how are you doing? Good morning on this wonderful Tuesday. This is TALKBACK Tuesday. So let's first talk about, because I know, someone on here was talking about the death of a loved one. And I know this can be a very touchy, sensitive subject, but we're just gonna hop in. And this is, let me reiterate, this is a safe space. Let's just go ahead and say that this is definitely 100% a safe space. Chris Video said, what did you use to make your intro? Which intro? The intro to this video or the intro to my other videos? Because I actually hired somebody to create the intro to my YouTube channel. But that's neither here nor there, because we are actually going to be talking about loss. And what does that mean to people, and how to deal with loss. So let's just hop into it. So the definition of loss is the fact or process of losing something or someone. You could, lose your keys. You can lose. You can lose your keys. You can lose your AirPod Pros. You can lose your phone. Things that are tangible, like monetary things. You can get those things back. Money. You lose money, you can get that back. You lose a house, you can get that back. Lose a car, you can get that back. But when it comes to losing someone, a person, physically, you can't get that back. And it's learning how to deal with knowing that you won't be able to get them back physically, and how to navigate through knowing that. My other videos. So side topic. So I hired somebody on Fiverr to create my intro video. So you can go to Fiverr and you can have people do whatever you want. Have them edit your videos, do everything. But I edit everything. I have the means and the wherewithal to do all the technical stuff. And I figure it's a lot cheaper. You know what I mean? It's definitely a lot cheaper. Kyrese asked the question, are you still going to do the 4-hour marathon tomorrow? Yes, I am. And I am ready for it. Yeah, I am ready for that. But yeah, so how do we deal with loss? How do we deal with the loss of things, monetary things? We can get it again. We can buy it again. We can figure out ways to get it back. When it comes to losing someone, it's in a way final. So a friend of mine, I don't know who she is to me in my life right now, but and I guess I'm being a little transparent right now. So she actually sent me this book, and it's called Grief. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully you guys see it. So yeah, it's called Grief Day by Day. Simple practices of daily guidance for living with loss. And we're actually just gonna read because I think I'm on day 4. So day 4. Some psychologists out there will tell you that grief is a process. Others say that grief should only last 2 years at most, otherwise it's abnormal. Take away a person's grief and guarantee that they'll only be frozen to be a frozen shell of a human being afterwards. Grief is only love. It's nothing to hide or send away with people with happy pills. Grief is a lifetime connecting two people who are in different realms together. It's a sign of loyalty and hope. Rebecca McNutt says that. So when I listen to the stories of grieving people, I try to focus on the love rather than the pain. The sadness that lasts for the rest of our lives is born out of the grace of this love. Grief remains a lifeline connecting us, and the loyalty of hope implied by this connection can show us how to find inspiration of grief. So this goes back to my question of how to deal with loss. I think it's healthy and it's important when you are grieving or you've lost someone. Mind you, losing something, you can get over it easily. Getting over a breakup, you can always get somebody else. But losing someone on this earth and knowing how to deal with that, it can be tough because you have all these memories. You've gained all these memories, and you have this connection to someone that was able to help you through your life, to give you advice, to show you love, all these other things. And one thing that I am trying to encourage everybody to do is when you do have, or when you're in a situation, when you're thinking about this person, when you're thinking about when you're in your moment, that's what I call it. when you're in your moment, it's okay to sit in that moment. It's okay to take a moment to breathe, to take a moment to cry, take a moment just to be in whatever you're feeling, because it's okay. Nobody can tell you how to feel in the moment. No one can tell you how to respond, how to cope with the loss of someone that you truly love. It's going to be a daily thing. It's going to be a weekly thing. It's going to be a monthly thing. It's going to be a yearly thing. Like it's going to I'm dealing with the sirens. I'm dealing with the sirens. Yeah, so it's okay to have your moment. And like I said before, never let anybody dictate how you feel in that moment. Even those who dealt with loss should never dictate or tell you how you feel in that moment, or how to cope with whatever you're feeling in that moment. Israel says, that's why I want to become an actor, because acting in school plays was an escape for me to cope with it. And also, when it comes to dealing with loss, I think it's important to have a healthy escape, to have a healthy way to cope with the loss. For example, one of my escapes is doing this. One of my escapes is also acting. That's always been my way to escape. Going to the gym has definitely been my escape, and it's actually helped me cope with other things in my life. So working out, finding other ways to do it in a healthy way. But also, when it comes to my acting was always a way, or acting has always been a sense of therapy for me. It's always been a way for me to to deal with the certain situations I'm dealing with, and it's always ironic. So whenever like I'm in like a play or in a show, a TV film, whatever it is, the character that God blessed me with always has something to. It's always dealing with something that I'm dealing with in the moment, or that I'm currently dealing with, or something I just got through dealing with. So we always intertwine. That's, I think, for me in my journey, in my walk, that's always my way of connecting with the character. To cope with my father's death. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that acting helps you escape and cope with the loss of your father, and you write songs to cope with the loss. Those are all healthy things. I will also encourage, anybody on here who's dealing with loss, is to have a healthy support system, a place or people you can go to vent, to communicate how you feel. And I also would encourage people to go to therapy. Therapy nowadays is not frowned upon anymore. Therapy is such the norm now. Mental health is so at the forefront of people's on people's radar. So that's like something that, if you are seeking therapy, hey, you know, it's not frowned upon, and it's definitely okay. It's definitely okay. You know, so I'll definitely encourage anybody to go to support groups, go to therapy. I know certain therapies, therapists, can be a little pricey, but and also seeking counsel. If you go to church, I don't know what your religion is, but if you go to church and stuff like that, seeking counsel from your spiritual leader, that also helps when it comes to dealing with loss, to help you navigate life and dealing with loss. I definitely meet my pastor as much as I can to deal with the things that I'm dealing with in life. It can either be life situations, financial, just guidance, just direction, whatever it is. My pastor has helped me to, to self-reflect and to think about those things. Israel says that my mom has been there for us, been there for each other. My parents and I were so close. Yeah, man, like family, especially when it comes to loss, like family is definitely important. Family is something that family is something that family is something that's very important. Family is something that you need in times of grief, in times of loss. Let's see. Chris video says you and Devin Wheatley and Diego are my favorite Darman actors. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's definitely cool. Man, I appreciate that. No comment. Like I said, goes unturned for me. No comment goes unturned for me. Let's just say that. This is the first of many Talkback Tuesdays, where we will talk about different subjects, different aspects of life, and 9 times out of 10 this is probably going to also be on a podcast, a revamp of a podcast called Mel's Perspective, which you guys can listen to right now. So I definitely feel that this is going to be another avenue where we can just all communicate, talk, vent, whatever it is, and let this place be a safe place for you. Because I know life can hit you in so many directions. Life can distract you. Life can get you off of, it can get you off kilter. Life can be hard, but I feel if you have, a great spiritual foundation, great family, great friends, healthy ways for you to deal with whatever you're dealing with. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like loss. That's just like the subject that I threw in there, dealing with loss. Israel says that I actually wrote a book that's on Amazon now since 2019 called A Young Boy's Dilemma. Okay, that's dedication. All right, so Israel, how long ago was that when you lost your father? Because I'm assuming you wrote the book and it's in 2019, right? Let's see, 2019, and you said that dilemma. Did I write it right? A Young Boy's Dilemma. It's on Amazon. You sure it's on Amazon, bro? Okay, so 2019. And something that I'm learning, you know, because I've dealt with loss a lot, and the way, like, grief, this is something that I've learned. Grief will never leave. You know, I feel you're gonna still have your moment. You're still gonna be in what you're feeling in that moment. But it's going to get better with time. I've lost a lot. I've definitely lost a lot. Like thinking about my life and the people that I've lost. I've definitely lost a lot. Kyrie said we're glad we're having a talk like this. Yeah. I mean, this is like these talks. I mean, like I said, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to have a channel that I wanted to have a channel that is able to do other things outside of just entertainment, and those things are great, you know what I mean, but those things are great, you know. That's why I enjoy creating reaction videos. One's coming out actually today, doing reaction videos and gaming and doing live streams. But I was like, I wanted to do something for my channel that sets it apart, because it's always the thing, oh, you gotta have a niche. Like, what's your niche for your YouTube channel? You gotta stick with one thing. Who says that? Who says like your channel can't have multiple like streams and like avenues for people to come to? You know, like, I have a YouTube channel, and I feel the definition of a channel. For example, let's just say there's a channel like ABC, right? ABC, prime example. ABC's a channel that people go watch, right? When you're on that channel, it's not just crime and like crime shows, right? No, there's love, there's romance shows, there's real news, there's sports. It's a channel with multiple streams of like entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say my channel is and will be that channel where you're gonna be able to come to and say, okay, hey, let's check this out. Let's check Talkback Tuesday. Let's see what he's talking about on Tuesday, or let's go for Livewire Wednesday, because I know he's gonna be live on Wednesday or Fridays. This is what's gonna happen, you know. And so that's what I want. That's definitely what I want. VR says, you can't make a square peg fit into a round hole no matter how much you force it. That's true. That's 100% true. That is true. Yeah. Like, you can't make a square peg go into yeah. So I feel when you say that, I feel that means don't force it if it doesn't fit. You know, no matter how much you and this is, I guess now we're kind of going to another subject. You can't force something that doesn't fit. Don't force something that doesn't necessarily fit to whatever it is. So let's just say, for example, like a relationship. You know, everybody does relationships. Like, you can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. You can't force somebody to love you. You can't force somebody to be in that relationship, especially if they don't want it. I've learned that, look, you know, what God has for me in a relationship, that's what it's going to be. And I try my best, or we should try our best to let things happen organically. No matter how bad we must, or we really want something, try to let things happen organically. Let it fit organically. I know we as humans, we have this want in this need to feel validated and to feel loved and to have all these things, right? Don't force it. Just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and I kid you not, things will feel so much better. For example, I was, in something not too long ago, and it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing because didn't force it. Didn't force anything. Like it just felt good. It felt natural. It just felt real. And on my end, I wanted to take my time, because I've learned in my past relationships, when I forced it or when I rushed into it, it didn't work. So anybody out there that's watching this live, or that's going to be watching this, don't force it. Let things happen to you. Let things come to you naturally. Let things come to you organically. And that's not just relationships. It's whatever you want in life. Let it come to you. Like manifest what you want in life, and let it come to you naturally. Because if you continue to let things happen organically and manifest it in the ways that you want it to happen, it's going to happen. Like I'm such a fair believer in, for one, prayer, manifesting and really meditating on what you really want. Like I'm still practicing it, but manifesting what you want in life. Sitting down and taking a moment for what you want in life. And thinking about those things, and also speaking out what you want. I'm not trying to get biblical, but God spoke. God didn't use his hands. Like everything that God created, he spoke. And the same power that God has is in us. You know what I mean? So with that being said, whatever you speak, it can be life or death. Whatever you speak is going to manifest itself, regardless. You know what I mean? Like I've spoke so many times that I wanted to become a full-time actor, and I'm now in year 2 of being a full-time actor. Let me say this. There's also some things that we have to do when it comes to, we can't just say these things and just not sit on our butts and not do anything. Let me preface by saying that, like, there's a such thing called action. There's a such thing called faith, and I feel like faith is an action word. Faith is a verb, so you have to go out and do what you've been manifesting. So you can't just say, "Oh man, I want all this money." Okay, are you gonna sit down and like there has to be something that you have to do? You know what I mean? To get what you want. Let's see. Viash says, did you watch Girlfriend Gives Guy Ultimatum featuring? No, I didn't watch that. Speaking facts, appreciate that. Israel says, always look out for people that wants to be your friend for what they have, or friends that mutually love you and wants to be your friend for you. Like I really feel like you got to be aware of people who, and it's very tricky nowadays, because it's really hard to figure out who really is there for you and not there for you because of the things that you can give them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like things should be reciprocated. things should be mutual. Things should be communicated in the beginning of things that you guys want, things that you guys require. I'm gonna have to deny that because deny that. Decline. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah. How long have I been on? Yeah. So you want to. You should surround yourself with people who are not takers. You should surround yourself with people who are able to add value to your life, and you also are able to add value to their life. You know what I mean? Like, it should be like a two-way street. You know, like you give, they give. You give, they give. And it should be, something that you want to do. It shouldn't be something that, I don't want to, I'm doing this because I know I'm going to get something out of it. Like, I think that's what's important. And it's important to have discernment when it comes to people that you choose to be around. Like, we all have been given free will to choose what we want to do and who we choose to be around. But that's also things that I've manifested and that I've wanted in life, is like choosing to be around people who, for one, like-minded, who I'm equally yoked with, same dreams and aspirations, not like as far as like career goes, but like wanting to be successful, wanting to be a better individual, just positivity. Like I found myself being around so many people who are nice, like-minded, equally yoked, people who are on the same page when it comes to winning success. You know what I mean? But keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Like, I don't know if I agree with that. I really don't know. Like, that's just a saying that people say. Like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Keep your friends close and your family close. The enemies, they gonna do what they do. Like, what's the purpose of having your enemy close to you? So then they can sabotage what you're doing? Like, when I was younger, like, I was like, okay, that's something cool to say, but that's not super cool to say. Like, oh, keep your friends close or your enemies close. Like, what does that mean? Like, I know in the back of your mind that might mean, oh, like your friends are going to turn your back on you. Well, then they're not your friend. And the person who is your enemy now is your friend? Nah, like, that's, you're just choosing wrong friends to be around. Trust me. It's all about discernment. It's all about like watching them and seeing how they move. You know what I mean? Right. It's better to keep your enemies away. Let your enemies do what they do. Let them hate on whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, let them do what they do. Makes no sense. That makes no sense, to keep your enemies close to you. Like, nah. I will let my enemies be my footstool. So then I can kind of, let them and help me elevate. But other than that, I don't need them around me. I don't need no negativity around me. I don't allow that to be around me. No, of course. Yes. You have to watch who you hang around with. Yes, you have to watch who you hang around with, but also, like, you are the company who you keep. Like, you are who you hang around. I get it, you have to watch who you hang around, but like I said before, you're choosing to be around those people at the end of the day. So you are who you hang around. If you're around negative people, you're probably going to be a negative person too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Biash. Okay, what did you say? Did I watch guy use plus size girl for cash? No, I did not. No, I did not. I did not. Bad company corrupts good morals. Yes, bad company does corrupt good morals. 100%. I completely agree. You know what I mean? So it's about the company you keep. It's about who you're around, and you are who you hang around. If you're hanging around 5 successful people, you're probably going to be the 6th successful person because you're hanging around that person. You're hanging around those people a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I try my best to pick and choose who I hang around. And as you get older, you have to be intentional with everything you do. All the actions, everything you do, like the people who you talk to, like it's all about being very intentional. It's all about being intentional with your choices, and also being mindful and being aware of how they move. You know what I mean? And kind of like watch their pattern and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's you really have to be mindful, and you really have to use discernment when it comes to people who you're kind of like on the fence with. And your spirit will tell you. Like, the thing about us is that we don't listen to us. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Like, we don't listen to us. We don't. There's, like, our spirit knows what's not good for us. Our flesh wants what's bad for us because we want these things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our spirit will reveal to us red flags. Our spirit will reveal to us things that we know are not good for us. Our spirit will reveal to us things that just doesn't make sense. Our spirit will reveal to us, this person is not good for you, leave. But we just don't leave. We keep going back. I'm learning right now in this place in my life that as much as it hurts me to walk away from things and from people, it's for my best, and it's for my good. You know what I mean? No matter how good it looks on the outside, it's all about what's on the inside. Like, what's the core of this person? Like, what's really going on inside of them? You know what I mean? Like, I have to learn that, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to walk away from things and to let things go and to focus on you and your purpose. So this is what I'm going to say towards the end, and we're kind of like almost at the 45-minute mark. I don't want this to be like long form. I want this to be short, sweet, to the point. But yeah, so final thoughts, final words will be, it's okay that you're dealing with loss. Deal with loss the way you deal with loss. Be surrounded by people who you love, people who love you. Use positive outlets in life. Use positive ways to cope with loss. Talk it out. And it's okay to seek therapy. It's okay to seek help. Seek positive counsel. Don't force things that don't fit. Let things happen to you naturally and organically. Manifest what you want. Meditate on what you want. Think of happy things. Think of positive things. Walk in gratitude. Walk in gratitude. So with that being said, this is the first of many episodes of Talkback Tuesday from Melvin Plays, but this is also going to go to my podcast, Mel's Perspective. So people who are listening right now on Mel's Perspective, welcome. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here and allowing this to be an open forum, allowing this to help you. Hopefully it helped. If not, that's fine too. With that being said, it's your favorite Darman actor, your king here, Melvin Ward, signing off.